It's me, Mario.
Hi, I'm Alka, and this is Universal Constellation. This was a collab hack, and it was meant to be the biggest collab hack of all time, featuring as many creators as possible to get the max level count possible with the max amount of stars. That star count being 832. And this is the first collab I've ever been a part of. Before I get into that, I'm gonna just go over some quick things that right here in the first level of this hack. This was Kaze's level, so I made a lot of small changes to a lot of the early levels that were made for this hack before. Like, it was a really interesting development period, but one of the things I did was I took this model was such a pain. It was such a pain to edit. I know how to edit it better now, but like I made, as you see with the tight ropes, you can like jump through them, and I made the hitboxes bigger. I scaled the whole level up. I added things like objects and stuff, and because it's the first level, I feel like it should be good. But anyway, so I did that to a lot of different levels, but I'll get to that later. So this collaboration, first collaboration I've ever been a part of, the first one I was invited to. Not the first one to actually release, but the first one I was invited to. And the reason why I'm recording this first before Serene Fusion, which was the collab that was released before this one, was because I made these levels before I was invited to work on Serene Fusion. So this is why I'm covering this first. And there's so much to talk about here in so little time, so I'll just go quickly. This level I made for this collaboration, it was like the end of May, like end of the school year, and I was like, okay, I was gonna work on this as much as possible, and that was kind of the thing. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna try to, because I was just inspired to work on it, so I was like, okay, what should I work on? And I was looking at what other people were working on, and I saw ice levels, I saw generic grass levels, and things like that, and I'm like, no one's made a lava level yet. I'm gonna make a unique lava level, and come up with a lava sewer level, which I don't think I've really seen before. But it is inspired partially by Bowser's Castle in Paper Mario, which kinda has a sewer section with lava in it, sorta. So that's what I chose, and that's what the music is from. So yes, that's what I decided to do. And interesting thing about the development of this hack is kind of a mess. It was kind of a mess in some ways, where right when it started, the person hosting the collaboration was going to tough like real life things. I'm not entirely sure. But what ended up kind of happening is that I made this entire level, and you know, people were like making levels, but I was like, there wasn't a lot of like things being posted, so I made this level and I showed it. People started talking about it. I was like, hey, this is like really cool, you know. And when I made this, I thought I was like, oh, this is the best level that I've probably made so far. It's like it's just a really solid level, and I do a lot of different things with it. One was having a color scheme, a solid color scheme with the red, yellow, orange, which is an actual real, that's color theory there. And things like indicating what poles you can grab with the color, things like that. The actual design of the level being very vertical, which is not something I really thought about much before. So there's a lot of verticality with moving around, and the level's not very symmetrical in a lot of ways, with the different rooms spaced out and everything, and it's just something I had never really tried before with design, or at least something I feel like I had a strong grasp of it. So I kind of fiddled with design a little bit to see, like, hey, how can I make something that's like, better than what I usually do? And it turned out really good. Some really cool ideas that you're gonna be seeing later. But after I made it, I kind of took over for a little bit for like a week or two to get the ball moving. So things like improving other people's stages because I wanted this collaboration to be really good. After so many levels got submitted though, and with my senior year starting of high school, I was just like, yeah, no, I don't have time for this. I don't, and I also felt bad for like being like, hey, this is how you should be making a level to how I feel like it should be made, which feels wrong. People should make it to whatever they want. I feel bad like correcting people just because I prefer something else. And also talking is scary. But the levels that I did fix, which I was showing here, it's not fixed, just like improved visually mainly. I try to keep like the visual vision in mind for the levels I did like drastically improve visually. And I think they turned out pretty good. I didn't really hear any bad things from the people that made the original levels. The snow one in particular made by like, I think, sorry if I mispronounced this, Veer something, or were. They were very cooperative with the whole thing, and we spoke the entire time about like every minor change I was making. Because I just wanted to look better. The idea was for me to just like improve the levels to be kind of like to what their fullest potential, max potential is, and what the original artist intended if they had the necessary skills. Because it's just like things like visual improvements. Like, okay, well, I can do that, like gameplay improvements and stuff, but I don't want to disregard the original vision. Just to improve it, just to bring it to light more, and for people to enjoy it more. So that's what I'm doing. And one funny thing is that I ended up making a temporary hub for us to use, because I was like, you can't access the levels. There's no way to test people's levels in this. So I made a temporary hub with a bunch of pipes linked to everyone's levels with little icons for each. And I stopped updating that. But for that hub, this was like, I want to port a song for Persona 5 Royal, which became the hub theme for the actual hack, so that's kind of cool. That's the song I ported. So yes, so that was the first level was like me testing like typical design and being like, hey, how can I improve myself, just testing new things. Here, like, because this is like a collaboration with a bunch of different weird, just experimental things made by different people. There's a lot of variety. The point is variety. I wanted to make the second level that I made to be different than the first one in terms of its design, and I decided to do something interesting here. So this level, the first level was Leaky Lava Sewer, and this is Mythical Thicket, or Magic Mythical Thicket. This level is all about atmosphere. So I focus less on like pure fun Mario gameplay and more of like, how does the level make you feel? How does the gameplay make you feel? And because I focus on atmosphere and the overall environment feel of this level, the actual gameplay is not very heavy. It's not very. It's mostly simple. I feel like there's enough variety for it to keep it interesting, but it's mostly more simple stuff, because I wanted the player to focus on the environment, as specifically the storytelling used within the environment. So there is a story to this level. There is a story I try to tell for what happened in this forest in the past, through environmental storytelling. And I want people to explore and theorize and kind of interpret what they think happened. There is an answer. I do have a story to tell, but it doesn't really matter if people figure it out. But there's a lot of small details to what happened, so I just want people to explore that kind of thought process of what happened here, because there is something that happened here, and I don't know if really anybody's really thought about that, but there is a story, and this mural here might be the most important clue to what happened. Hint, hint. So if you're interested in figuring out what occurred, feel free to speculate about it and theorize. Leave a comment down below what you think might have happened, or any theory that you have, any interpretation of anything in this level, because there's a lot of small details, especially in the half that's being played through right now. Because this level, I ended up kind of rushing to meet the deadline, and because there was like deadlines for each of the levels that people had to meet. So, in this half of the level, I focused more on, and the other half I didn't really like. I was like, I don't know if I really have enough ideas for it. So that is kind of lacking in the story department as much, but this entire area is very full of it. And the other section also has story to tell, just not as much in my opinion. But it did turn out to have pretty good items here as well, so. This entire level actually was inspired. I went to a place in New York, not the city, the state. I don't know what it was called, but it was just, it gave off this great vibe. It had this really great architecture, and you're gonna see what I modeled. I can throw some pictures up that I took, because I was like, I gotta capture what this place is. I need to capture this. The recreating Mario 64. So you're gonna see the section that is inspired by that here. This level also allowed me to experiment more with. Both of these levels allow me to fully apply Blender to my modeling. This is a section, by the way, that was inspired by the place in New York. It's very pretty. But these levels really help me apply my knowledge of Blender, and for me to fully realize what I can do with Blender and be more comfortable with Blender, which I learned in the Skull Pirate Bandy remake. How to use Blender, but I didn't really know how to use it to its full potential. Here I feel a lot more comfortable with making Mario 64 levels in Blender. And just the process of doing that. And this level specifically made me more comfortable making more natural environments. As opposed to things like caves, which is natural, but it's not the same as modeling, you know, something so, like all the greenness here, all the grass, all the way the trees bend, the way the leaves of the canopy leaves of the trees, how they look, all those kind of things. It's much more this outdoors environment. I haven't really gotten a good feel how to do it. I feel like I improved a lot with this in terms of modeling that. Yes. So a lot of just fun little things. So yes, I don't know how many people actually play through these levels and give a lot of thought to them, because there's tons of levels in this collaboration, and this is a demo. I see how development has gone. I don't think we're ever gonna see a full release, because there's been like 1 or 2 more levels added. Maybe I thought it would be possible, but like I know I have other plans with what I want to do is Mario 64 hacking, so and just with what the general interest of the demo, people have mixed feelings about it. So, whatever. I still think it's a really cool piece of art though, just seeing all these, the large variety of levels that you can just play here. Is just, I think it's really cool. These are like the first 2 levels you get to see though, so I just don't know how many people played through. But I hope this level, this video helps showcase these levels a bit more and help make people appreciate them a bit, because I haven't really got the chance to really talk about them or see people talk about them, because I haven't really seen like anyone play through them or anything. So yeah, that's really about it. I hope you enjoyed this collaboration hack and levels I made for it. It was pretty fun. It was good interacting with the ROM hacking community a bit more, because that's not something I do a whole ton, and just meeting people through this and making something neat together. I don't know. It was just pretty fun. And also the first hack that used my new name. So that's cool for me. But yeah, I hope you check this hack out. It's actually pretty cool. And play other people's levels, because they're also pretty cool. This is pretty cool ones that I played through when testing the hack. And yeah, bye!